Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, as a lot of you might have seen, there was a certain tweet lately that has sent shockwaves to the Halo community. An image posted by a former 343 MCC developer and later reposted by Technical Halo seems to imply that we've reached the end of the road for MCC support from 343. The plaque the employee received says they've finished the fight, and the date range goes from MCC's launch in 2014 to July 2023, which was when the last major MCC update came out. The wording on the message seems pretty clear that the July update is the final one. Now, before we jump into all this, I've seen a few people claim the entire image is fake and AI generated. So, yes, it does appear the Master Chief feature on the card here is indeed AI generated, which was an odd choice by 343 when they made it. But the entire image and the plaque itself is very much real and is verified as coming from an actual 343 dev account on Twitter, the former dev account. Was that dev supposed to post a picture of that or not? I have no idea, but it's out there now, and the whole community, the whole Halo community is once again in a frenzy over this. And there's people on both sides of the frenzy too. Some people are saying it's fine that MCC support has come to an end and that it's time to move on to Infinite. It's time to go all in. They say that MCC has gotten way more support than most games would, that it's been supported long enough, and that it's in a good state anyways. Some of that might be true, but I strongly believe MCC can still be that eternal Halo game, so to speak. But disregarding all that, I don't agree MCC is quite in a complete finished state yet. There are still quite a lot of bugs that need fixing on MCC, as well as a lot of very important features that would help ensure the longevity of the game too. So, for this video, I'll be talking about some of the most important and realistic feature requests and bugs that need fixing for MCC if it were to get one final update. Let's talk about the features first. The other day on Twitter, I put out a question asking people if MCC were to get one more update, one final update, what would be the number one thing they'd want fixed or added to MCC? I got a lot of responses to that question, and a lot of people, I asked for the number one thing, and a lot of people post entire lists of things they wanted, which is understandable. But the top requests I saw were in the area of modded custom games browser, Halo mods on Xbox, full crossplay between PC and Xbox, and I even saw a lot of Halo 5 requests as well. Now, I definitely would like to see Halo 5 ported to PC, and I strongly believe it should be, but realistically, that's probably not going to happen if MCC were to get one final update. As for the other top requests I've seen that I feel are important to helping MCC be a long-lasting game, even without further support from 343, among those, the first and most popular request I saw is the modded custom game browser. This, I honestly do agree, is critical for MCC. The modding community for MCC has put out some incredible mods, and they've hosted a lot of amazing and fun game nights since even before the official mod tools were released. However, the problem with these modded game nights is that it's quite a hassle to get them organized. The most common way right now is to host it in Discord servers, and then whoever is hosting the game has to manually invite everyone to their lobby using either Steam or Xbox invites. The latter of which, apparently I've heard, tends to be more reliable than Steam invites. But the problems don't stop there. If someone in the lobby doesn't have the mod installed, then no one can play the game. You can't even start it up. And the game doesn't tell you who's missing the mod, so it's very difficult to track down who's missing the mod or who doesn't have it installed correctly. It's even worse if sometimes they refuse to admit that they don't have it installed or installed wrong. So usually people have to resort to a lot of crazy and convoluted ways to figure out who it is. A modded CGB would solve all that. Not only would it allow people to easily host and join games, but ideally, it also auto-download the necessary mods you need from Steam Workshop. So if you don't have the mod, then once you join, then it starts downloading it for you automatically. This is an important feature because without this, the multiplayer modding community, it's not going to last. Not when there's so many hoops to jump through to play these mods. And people don't want to go through so much trouble to set up the mods, and then because of, one person, they can't play it anymore. And or some other complicated things that prevent them from playing it. And because people don't want to do that, they avoid playing multiplayer mods. And because people are avoiding playing multiplayer mods, then modders don't feel as much reason to keep making more multiplayer mods. And, it goes on and on. If all these modded multiplayer game nights for MCC are going to survive and thrive going forward, a modded CGB is a must-have. Of course, some alternatives I'd settle for could be perhaps lobby codes, kind of like how Among Us does it, or even just simply an open lobby option for MCC lobbies. Right now, MCC only allows invite-only and friends-only lobbies. An open lobby option would go a long way to, improving custom game nights, because then people can just look up the host gamer tag and just join. That's kind of similar to how lobby codes work anyways. But right now, you can't do that. The host either has to add people to their friends list, and then they can look up the host and join, or, they have to go through the whole, look people up and invite them and so on method. Now, the next feature mentioned is mods on Xbox. This one I'd love to have as well, and I've even talked about this in previous videos too. The fact is, supporting mods on Xbox is not unprecedented, and has been done before twice with Bethesda games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim. This feature would broaden the reach of mods that people make and help further sustain the community. However, while this feature is important too, I think the modded CGB should take precedence over this and is more important. Plus, in a previous video, I did discuss a potential alternative solution to bringing Halo mods to Xbox, one that's both free and ready to go right now. So, just as a refresher on that for those who haven't seen the video, the alternate solution was that it'd be GeForce Now from Nvidia. GeForce Now is a cloud gaming service where you can stream PC games to your device, just like how Xbox Game Pass does it. And earlier this year, as part of Microsoft's Activision merger deal, Microsoft signed an agreement with Nvidia to bring all their Xbox Game Pass PC games to GeForce Now. And since that agreement, Microsoft has already brought a lot of their games to GeForce Now, including Gears of War and even Starfield. But they still haven't brought any Halo games to GeForce Now. Not MCC, not even Halo Infinite. Now, the way GeForce Now would allow for mods on Xbox is because GeForce Now typically uses the Steam versions of games. And I've demonstrated in my previous video that if you subscribe to a mod on Steam Workshop, they'll still auto-download and carry over right with you onto the GeForce Now version. So you could just play your mods on GeForce Now, and that works for pretty much every game I tested on GeForce Now. Now with GeForce Now, it also works perfectly on the Xbox already right now through the Edge browser, and has full controller support and everything, which makes MCC PC a seamless experience because MCC PC also has full controller support. So really, no additional work is needed at all from the 343 devs to get MCC onto GeForce Now. It's literally just a matter of Microsoft, greenlighting it, giving them the thumbs up and saying go for it. I'm sure there might be a little bit of things they have to do to make sure the game works on GeForce Now, but they don't need to add any new feature or support. It's just the Steam version, so it should work just fine. And best of all, GeForce Now is free. You don't have to pay for another subscription to access MCC on GeForce Now, if it ever comes to the service. It's just, the thing is, all you need is to, I guess the only catch is that you need to own the Steam version of MCC, or you need to have a Game Pass subscription to access MCC on GeForce Now. I don't know why Microsoft hasn't brought Halo to GeForce Now yet. They brought almost everything else, but Halo. So, just like in my previous video, I say let's continue to call on Microsoft and Nvidia to bring Halo MCC to GeForce Now. This is how we can get mod support on Xbox right now. So please, like Microsoft, Nvidia, 343, I don't know, like whoever else needs to hear this, please bring Halo MCC PC to GeForce Now. That is how we can have mods support on Xbox right now. That'll expand the community. Like, more people will play it, and in fact, more people might buy MCC PC again. That might help drive up the sales again and increase revenue, because people on Xbox, they want to play in these mods. And I mean, it'd be ideal if it was local and if they could play it on their version of MCC already. But I'm sure people on Xbox, at least some of them, might be willing to actually buy to double dip on MCC. Like double dipping in games is not uncommon, and people might be willing to do that if that allows them to play mods on Xbox, or even just to play with their friends. And that brings us to the next topic, which is crossplay. And that's, I'm just gonna talk about this real quick, but like campaign crossplay for the remaining Halo games on MCC, it's not there yet either. Right now, you can only do Xbox to PC crossplay with Halo 3 and ODST, if I recall correctly. I don't think any other Halo games are ever supported. And it would definitely be great if the remaining games get this feature too, because not only is it highly requested, even right now, but the fact that it's not supported on all the games yet prevents people from, playing the entire MCC with their friends on the other platform. Like, you can't finish the entire campaign together. You just can't. And it's just, unfortunately, like, it's something that just hasn't ever been added or finished yet. So if MCC were to get another update, I'd hope this would be tackled as well. Okay, so those are the top feature requests that I've seen from people on Twitter. But the naysayers of MCC getting further support also say that MCC is already fixed and in a complete state now. But the truth is, MCC still has a lot of bugs that need fixing, including several bugs that break with the legacy Halo games. There's a community project that documents all the currently found bugs in MCC that still remain, and there's also several videos from the YouTuber Y that documents the visual differences between MCC versions of Halo games and their legacy versions on the 360. There are both small and large visual differences, for example, that are well documented thanks to Y. Now, I can probably let slide some of the more minor visual bugs, like maybe the lighting's a little bit off or some colors are not quite the same. But like I said, there's a lot of bugs that still remain regardless, and minor visual bugs are only a small part of them anyways. Just recently, you might have seen I post on Twitter, but just recently I noticed that the last update for MCC broke cutscenes in Halo 3 and caused the Cortana moments to not show up anymore. And there's also the bug where frigate projectiles in Reach are completely broken and wrong. And I believe that was broken a couple updates ago and hasn't been fixed yet either. And not every bug is a visual bug either. There's plenty of gameplay bugs that need to be addressed too. Halo Reach, for example, still has physics issues where using elevators causes you to, float around as well. That's, that shouldn't happen. There's also numerous audio issues that people brought up in Halo CE and Halo 2. Plenty of volume issues and even missing sound effects. Not all of these issues have been around since the start either. Some popped up in later MCC updates, such as the Ghost in Halo 2 Anniversary Multiplayer losing its boost sound effect. And it's not just Halo CE or 2 either that still have issues that need to be fixed. Pretty much every Halo game on MCC still has its own issues that need to be fixed still, both visual and gameplay, and related to restoring the legacy look and feel of the game. So I'm not sure what it will take for Microsoft to greenlight MCC getting one more major update if this is indeed the end. I remember a while ago there was an idea pitched by 343 of adding purchasable Spartan points on MCC, which would have obviously given Microsoft incentive to allow further development to continue going. However, a lot of people in the community shot down the idea very quickly. It was during the time when Halo 5 and Infinite's microtransactions have left the community very uneasy about MCC also getting its own monetization system as well. Maybe now people might be more open to the idea again, but perhaps in addition to that, the Spartan points there could be other value-added things to MCC that people might be willing to pay for to help support the game's further development. One idea I've heard around the modding community and custom games community is the ability for user rentable servers so that they can host their own games and stuff like that. I mean, it'd be kind of similar to the custom game browser, but I believe user-hosted servers works a little bit differently. It'd be a very similar concept to Minecraft's Realms feature, in fact. And that is a pretty popular feature for Minecraft, too. And taking a page out of Bungie's old book, another subscription feature could be kind of like the Bungie Pro subscription, where during the old Halo 3 days, you get a larger file share size and also the ability to get your theater mode clips rendered as actual video files. Now, that doesn't really matter for MCC, but perhaps a similar MCC Pro subscription could bundle together benefits like rented servers, monthly Spartan point allotments, if more new content is going to be added, which I did see people request Halo 2 Classic unlockables as well. But maybe you could also throw in some, exclusive armor, skins, or nameplates with the subscription, and maybe even an expanded file share as well. I think that kind of monetization in MCC would be fine to most people in the community. And it's one that actually does add a lot of value to the game as well. It's not just purely cosmetics or other stuff like that. It'd be a lot different from Halo 5 and Infinite systems. Nothing, too aggressive or anything like that. Just a simple value-added feature, just like Bungie did a long time ago with Bungie Pro and Halo 3. But what do you guys think about all this? Would these be features that you'd be interested in paying for? Or do you feel like it adds value to the game rather than just being straight up microtransactions like in Halo 5 and Infinite? Or what else would you think would be a good value-added feature to MCC that'd be fair as perhaps a subscription or maybe a one-time purchase? Perhaps at this point, maybe even porting Halo 5 to PC, either as a standalone game or as part of MCC, would be another way to drive up sales again for MCC. I think it'd be a great investment. After all, Halo 5 was another one of the top requests people had for the game. And, as far as PC gamers go, Halo 5 is the only PC game that's not really on PC. Someone wants to play the entire the Halo franchise on PC, they'd be missing out on Halo 5, which is a crucial part of the Halo series, the Halo story. It's a mainline Halo game. So perhaps bringing Halo 5 to PC would definitely increase interest in MCC again. And if you throw in Halo 5 mod tools, I think people would go bananas over that. The mod community, people would freak out. It'd be like a gold rush of modding content. But of course, these are all just ideas right now that I've seen people toss around the community for a while. So let me know in the comments below, if I've missed any of the top community suggestions for how MCC could, get continued support, or if you have your own ideas as suggestions for this. I'm definitely curious on your thoughts on all this. Anyways, there's still so many bugs and features that need to be addressed for MCC that, I could really do a whole separate video on it. But more to the point, it's that I disagree with the people that say MCC is complete and finished. There's still things that need to be fixed, things that need to be added. And really, I could do a whole series on this, and maybe I should do it to document all the remaining things that MCC still needs fixed, or that MCC needs to survive going into the future. But I really hope this isn't the end of the road for MCC. But if it actually is, then we should all really come together and call Microsoft to let MCC get one more update, one final update, to address the most critical bugs and the most important features, so that MCC can be truly a self-sustaining game going forward. Maybe, I don't know, I've never really done anything like this before, but maybe we can get a hashtag going, hashtag one more update. I don't know how effective that'll be, but I do feel very strongly about MCC getting some of these top requested features one way or another, as well as critical legacy breaking bugs getting fixed as well. So please, Microsoft, Xbox, 343, whoever needs to hear this, please let MCC get one more update to address these final things. I mean, ideally it'd be great if it got continued support forever, but if this really has to be the end, then please, one more update. like just one like final like wrap things up update. I know the community has a long list of fixes, and I couldn't mention every single like one of their requests or bugs in this video either, but I do hope there'll be a chance that the biggest things can get tackled in one final update. And everyone else, you know, keep talking about this. Keep calling on Microsoft, Xbox Studios, whoever. Like, we need to like get MCC some more support. Like one more time. There's just so many things that it could still use, that it could still be fixed. But I'd be happy if like the top few things were addressed in one more update, and then the game is in a state where it could, you know, be self-sustaining in the future. But thank you for hearing me out for this video, everyone, and hopefully this isn't the end for MCC. Hopefully there is some hope for the future. But anyways, thanks again for listening, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.